Women can do anything, and here is proof with conversations that will get you straight on the point. Well, good afternoon and welcome to yet another exciting edition of the program Empower Her. My name is Rita Inung, and of course I am your anchor and pilot on the program. Today we will be having conversations talking about stereotypes about women. Some of these stereotypes would sound funny, some could be very annoying, and some could go crazy, making you wonder what people really believe and why people believe these stereotypes. Well, we'll talk about the truth. Women are smart. Women are strong, independent, and very hilarious. And today we're going to be sharing stories with you that will actually prove all of these thoughts about women. Let's start with the number one stereotype in society where a lot of persons believe that women cannot drive. You see, Mrs. Ogundele navigated Lagos traffic to deliver her kids to school, pick up groceries, and still make it to work on time. Emphasis on time. Mr. Ogundele, he got stuck in traffic, blaming the road, the weather, and even the street dogs, and whatever was available. Now, hush, you'd want to hold your thoughts and the moral lessons on that story for the time when we would need it. Let's move over to yet another stereotype we talk about when we talk about society and what they think about women. People say women love to gossip. A lady at Agio Market spends 10 minutes discussing the neighbor's new generator. A man sitting nearby does the same about politics. Why are we giving these different labels? Is it not the same gossip? Are they not talking? Or would we say that the man could face the government head on with these conversations he has had in the comfort of his shop with a person about politics? Keep your answers again, I say. Let's talk about the fact that people say women take too long to get ready. This story, Amaka takes 2 hours to get ready for a party. Now, when she arrives, everyone says, "You look amazing." That is not magic. It is strategic time management. So you can say women are the best when it comes to managing time strategically and coming up with the best results. Another stereotype says women are bad with money. Chinwe saves. She gets to budget and she still sends cash home. Her husband? He spends his salary on airtime. Lucky Lotto. Now you want to ask yourself who is truly bad with money in this particular situation. Now, you see, this is the reality of a whole lot of women. They say women are bad with money, women cannot save, women do not know what men have to do. But then we have women who are navigating life on their own, women who live alone, women who are charting the course for their lives, going forward every single day. Women who have active savings accounts, women who have homes they buy things for, women who still makes the home they find themselves in and tries to haggle within the daily hustles and bustles. These women still show up looking good, setting money aside for health care, situations, health emergencies as the case may be. I came across a woman one day and she not only had a list that was just about the scale of preference, but she had alternative expenses where she forwent some expenses that were not really necessary. In this day and time, it is very difficult to see women who actually hold it down and keep it together. So, what do you say when you come across women like that? Let's move over to another stereotype for what society thinks women are. They say all women love to shop. You see, at Balogun Market in Lagos, Mrs. Adebayo haggles for 3 hours. She comes home tired, sweaty, and proud because shopping isn't fun. It is a survival. If you have gone to the market to buy things, then you would agree with me that women try so hard to go to the market every single day, come back and act like, oh, it was just a run in the park. But then we know what the negotiations can be. We know how difficult it is to get the right spots for the right things. And we know that it is not every time that is a good market day. But women go to the market every single time, shop the best foodstuffs, come out to shop the best clothes, even give you gigs on where to find these things when you go for yourself and buy yourself. You still want to say that women do not really know their onion when it comes to shopping. With all of this, do you still want to think that shopping is just what women love and maybe it could be a walk in the park? Let's go over to yet another stereotype for what society thinks about women. They say women do not know football. Well, you want to talk about the likes of Chiamaka Nnadozie. You want to talk about great women, Alozie Michel, and the lots of them who fly the ever-flying high sky flag of the Falcons, the Super Falcons, I mean. You see, Temi knows her formation. She has a team she loves so much. She knows their goal scorers, the red card statistics, and her boyfriend. He thinks offside is a type of food, maybe. Or he believes that you just have to sit back and shout when your team are not doing the right thing. Women sit back, take a strategic look, plan all of these things out and come out telling you that this is what it is supposed to be. We're not even going to talk about the ones who actually dominate the scene. Women actually do great. Another stereotype society pins on women. They say women are too emotional. Now, you cry during a rom-com and your brother breaks his phone when Juventus loses. Who is actually emotional here? I mean, all I did was cry. There's someone who broke his phone or has fought a colleague or someone he met at the viewing center or, you know, somebody who just said something that he was not feeling about his club and maybe a punch goes in his mouth or they get together to have a banter. Sometimes family does not go unhurt. You want to ask yourself again this afternoon, just maybe, who is more emotional? Let's talk about the biggest stereotype yet that has had a lot of persons throwing tantrums here and there. They say women belong in the kitchen. Yeah, you have to go to school, but just the basics. Return after that and go back to the kitchen. But then I get to tell you that women get to fix their generators. They cook jollof and they still deliver their presentation at work. I mean, look at me. But then you have a husband who is not a DIY person. He doesn't paint the house. He doesn't fix the tap. He doesn't help in the kitchen. But then women belong in the kitchen, I guess. You want to think about it right now and come to understanding that maybe, just maybe, you might be pointing fingers this afternoon. Another stereotype says women are bad leaders. They want to point out that women are even more wicked when it comes to leading a group of persons. But then you want to see Mrs. Okafor, who manages 10 employees, 2 kids, a business. The team loves her in her business and the home, which is a whole battlefield on its own. But then you want to talk about a husband who struggles to manage intense students and will pick a phone immediately to cry to his wife if she leaves him with the kids for at least 3 days. You want to talk about a man who does not even know what he should be fixing and how he should be fixing it. Then you want to ask yourself this afternoon, who truly could be the bad leader? Of course, we're not apportioning blames and we're not trying to act better than the other, but we are just stating the obvious this afternoon. Some persons say women talk too much, but then at a meeting, a woman speaks. In the home, a woman speaks, and then she gets to solve the problem. Men remain quiet. They say it is just them being quiet, observing, and, you know, taking actions in silence. But how many of them get to take action in silence? You want to ask yourself that question this afternoon. They also say women are jealous and petty. Yeah, women do not know how to sustain friendships, you know, women do not know how to work hard. When they see people working hard out, they feel like it is a problem for them. They don't want to find themselves in that space. Well, you also want to point out that competitiveness, when healthy, is actually a good thing. And a lot of women, according to Good Life, embody that competitiveness in healthy forms. They also say women do not know how to fix things. But you see, because of the society we find ourselves, women have learned to become DIYs. They do it themselves because you never can tell who you are inviting in your home and what that person stands to do when given an opportunity. They say women are always late. Women would cook late, check the kids late, pack bags, do their makeup and arrive 10 minutes late. Men will always complain. But then we want to point out the fact that multitasking is hard. Very, absolutely hard. But women do this on every single day. They show up like they should. And then you want to ask yourself, are these super beings? How are they able to deal with all of this? We live in a society where all of these stereotypes are put together and you feel like they are supposed to define us. Of course, they have been able to define a lot of women out there. And not just that, these women have embodied what the stereotypes have said they are. And because of that, we truly have women who do not know what they are caught out to do for themselves, by themselves, for themselves, again, and with themselves in society. And because this rubs off on them, even generations coming up look up to some of these ladies and they believe that it is okay to continue being like that. But we want to point out that multitasking is something that not everybody can do, because indeed it is very, absolutely hard. But women do it because it is something that they do. Then you go on to say women are too fragile. But these same women go through childbirth. They work and they still run their homes. If that is fragile, then I think I do not know what strong can be at this point in time. Or throw the jab around according to society that women do not understand politics. But then you want to point out that women campaign, women study policy, women pick winning candidates, and then maybe all they just have to do is look nice, or so you think. Sometimes they say women cannot be funny, women cannot make or take jokes, but then you want to point out the fact that definitely women can be anything and everything they decide to be. We've been rambling on and on and on about the stereotypes that society has boxed us in, okay? And so we'll take a break right now, catch a breather, and when we come back, we would continue to tell you about the modalities being put in place just so that Nigerian women especially can be taken out of these shackles that these stereotypes have bounded them in. Do well to stay tuned. Do not touch the amazing dial. We will be running right back after this break. Welcome back. It is still the program Empower Her on Spectrum TV. And we've been talking about stereotypes and myths that the Nigerian society have bounded Nigerian women in. And we have pointed out quite a lot. Women not knowing how to do sports or get involved in politics or learning how to invest, keeping to time, and the lots of them that Nigerian society shoves down the throat of every available woman. But today, I am here to point out that inclusivity is not a trap to get all of us equal and riding on the same tail. It is just some sort of understanding for what humanity should be. That said, rubbing your back while I also try to rub your back. You see, it is time to drop all of this myth. Women are strong. Women can be funny. Women are smart. Women are very capable. So next time you hear someone say women cannot laugh, women cannot do this or that, shake your head and ask them to watch that woman. You see, the chances are she's already doing it, or she may just be doing it better than you expected. I mean, women are great wherever they find themselves. Women continue to do even amazingly well in every sector they find themselves. We have the likes of Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala. We have very beautiful women like Folashade Alakija. All of those women are putting Nigeria on the world map. If they thought they could not, imagine how absurd that sounds right now. Influence decisions. Learn to read. Learn to be good, because knowledge is power. And in knowing what you should, you are able to take a step far from the cage that puts you in. All you have to do is, first of all, identify the stereotypes and choose to walk away from them while you still can. And I want to say thank you so much for being a part of the program today, for being here with us. Of course, thank you. Do well to keep a date with me next week Friday at 3 p.m. Empower Her comes your way yet again. My name is Rita Inung, and of course I've been your anchor and pilot on the program. Do well to have a nice day, and remember, usher the weekend in with a large smile on your face. Good afternoon.